still going forward. He's got the opportunity. It's still Jean-Marc. Sends a crossing, but it goes straight to goalkeeper for Benin, Mohamed Kachakolo.
Good ball from Jean-Marc surging forward on the left-hand side. We could be seeing him bumping forward, in that volatile style all afternoon. That was what he was doing in the first game, but he was a bit limited by that very, very resolute Ghanaian defense.
It's a first free kick. Advantage will go to Benin. And the Beninois captain, Angelo, will leave that. It's a long ball in, tidied up nicely in defense by the Ivorian captain, Dan Dos Melos. Throw into Benin, quickly effected. And it's a game that we're going to see the youthful exuberance from these two sides, especially how they have adapted to the formation lined up by the coaches for 90 minutes. And it's a long pass there. Musa Kone gives the advantage to Benin.
In the first game, you'd say the Ivorians struggled to control the game. They just couldn't dominate because the Ghanaians didn't just allow them.
The Ivorians will be looking at relying on the presence of Dosso, their center forward. He's got some pace. But for now, the Ivorians under pressure. Here's Dosso. Just could not control the ball fair and square. It's taken over by Benin. Nicely done by Angelo, the captain, but they have an opportunity. Dosso has been dispossessed of the ball. And then there's a long ball forward. The Benin team now has an advantage to announce their presence, but just couldn't take the advantage. Tidied up nicely by Christ Yannick Kwasi.
He looks confident despite conceding 5 in the first game. He looks pretty confident for me, Kwasi.
Ivorian under 17 team has gone under a lot of transformation prior to the new technical team set coming in. Team was handled by former national goalkeeper Alain Guamene. Yes, the Ivorians coming forward, faulty pass. The Beninois would have to look sharp in defense, and eventually it is cleared away by Ashrafu. Only as far as the Ivorian captain, but unfortunately, Milos could not keep the ball in play. The Ivorians have the attention now. It goes all the way back to central defense, and then they spread play to the far side. Good thinking by these young lads, trying to keep the ball to themselves, and in the process trying to draw out their opponent. On the left-hand side is Amungnan, Jean-Marc. Pass through the middle, Jean-Marc gets a foot to it. It's an opportunity, the flag stays down.
What a miss. That was a huge miss from Dosso. Just should be finding the net with that one. And Jean-Marc, a lovely first-time ball to him. Dosso does well to get in front of the defender.
And eventually goalkeeper saves the ball. But that was an opportunity for the Ivorians. Ibrahim Dosso, clearly his body language says it all.
It was a glorious opportunity for the Ivorians to have gotten their noses in front and this cagey tie. Dosso will be biting his nails after that.
And clearly Jean-Marc has given clear indication that he loves to do the overlap. The chap in the number 3 shirt for the Ivorians. Meanwhile, it's tidied up nicely by captain for Benin, Akomon La. Free kick quickly effected. Benin tried to open up the game. Ivorians will stand tall and thwart any efforts that will come their way. Ibrahim Dosso runs after that. Can he get to the ball? He's very quick on the break. This time the flag goes up. He's penalized for that unfair challenge.
And he feels he needs to make amends for that earlier miss. That big chance he should be scoring. And he's a hard-working striker Doso, such a young, hard-working striker who can play across all front three positions. And in that game against the Starlets, we saw him interchanging, swapping positions at every point in time. He's very, very effective from anywhere up front if he decides to strike from there.
Game will continue. It's only 5 minutes gone, but the Ivorians clearly have intentions of getting the first goal on the left-hand side of attack. It's Doso. Tries to cut through the middle. Lays on the pass. Doso was expected to get to the ball early, but the reaction was faulty. That's a strong, good tackle. Referee says play on. Nicely done. The Ivorians keeping the ball to themselves. 𝗨𝗨𝗡𝗥𝗦 will be the link man in the middle for the Ivorians, the chap in the number 18 jersey, combining effectively with both defense and attack. They come forward again, this time again to the left. Jean-Marc gives the ball away this time around. Benin, can they take the advantage? It's a free kick advantage, but referee says it's Benin who have the free kick.
Yeah, and you can see what he does over here. Just trips him from the back. Unfortunately, he goes down. Fofana.
No problems at all for goalkeeper Mohamed Kachakolo. Christ Yannick Kwasi picked up 5 balls from his net when they played against Ghana. His opposite number in your shot yet to do same.
You could say it's due to the fact that they are just playing their first game, Benin, but they really need to be careful. We've seen some dangerous, incursions from the Ivorians. They look determined. They really want to at least just claim all 3 points in this encounter.
The Ivorians spread the game once again, and that's the link man we spoke about earlier on as he comes forward. Yanis across the face of goal. Continuation is not there, but the pass is laid on. Captain threads it through. And this time, it's easily picked up by goalkeeper Kachakolo.
Again, it's an overlapping run of Jean-Marc, the left back for Ivory Coast. That's so well to put that ball into the box. A very, very dangerous position. You can see another return ball into the box. Just being crowded with Benin jerseys.
Long drive forward. It looks like it's a free kick advantage given to Benin. Akomonla, the captain, went down. Yet another free kick to Le Petit Guipa. And again, clearly we're seeing traces of build-up football from these two sides as the Ivorians come forward. They're looking for their opportunity. And again, they try to go through Yanis. But he was stopped dead in his tracks. Nicely defended by Emmanuel Emile Zongo.
Played very well in the first game. Really gave a good account of himself together with his defensive partner. But today, he's been paired with Yoboy, who earlier on in the first game played as a midfielder.
Nicely controlled by the Ivorians. They're looking at opportunities to come forward. And now the Ivorians have an opportunity. It's a one-on-one situation. He goes round his marker. Foot is stretched. It's going to be the first caution of the afternoon. And the threat from Ibrahim Doso is on.
And no one at all. It's just a 1v1 situation. Doso, that's so well, very, very tricky. Doso with those long legs just trying to go around Sabam. Sabam just had to do that. He had to trip him down because that could have been dangerous for Benin. It looks like they are treading dangerously. In the last 5 minutes, it's been all Côte d'Ivoire attack.
Opportunity for La Côte d'Ivoire. Confirmation of the yellow card show to 𝗨𝗭𝟑𝟳 Kachakolo would have to organize the men in front of him. 5-man wall formed so far, but will that be enough? Behind the ball for the Ivorians is Musa Kone. Could be a copybook free kick from Kone. Goalkeeper goes down well to make a save, but the threat is still there. Unfortunately, Kone could not get a full blast of the ball. Nicely done in terms of the hard tackle from that fullback, Jean-Marc.
What a player he's proven to be for the Ivorian team. 𝗭𝗎 good on both ends. Does the job so neatly.
He remains one of the flamboyant fullbacks of the Ivorian national team. Once upon a time, played for ASEC Mimosa. I'm talking about Jean Akakwame. Ball is headed away, nicely controlled. Benin have an opportunity now, and they want to thread passes through the middle. Isaka did well to get his foot to it, but there's more opportunity, more drive coming forward by the Benin team. Goes passes marker, shot across the face of goal and is blocked. Push from the back, advantage will definitely go to Benin.
Good call from the referee. That was a push. There was a glaring one, and it's Bukari with his initial effort being cleared, and you can see right there 𝗨𝟑 with his hands all over the Beninois.
Pressure will definitely be on the defense to see whether they can weather the storm. Yannick Kwasi, the goalkeeper in charge for the Ivorians. Two players behind the ball for Benin. It looks more like a left-footed kick from Sabam 𝗨𝗭𝗓𝗓. There's 𝗨𝗓𝗓 in your shot. Can he bend one round the corner? He does. But it goes well over the top. 13 minutes gone, no goal to either side.
Yeah, you'd favor him going for it from the right-hand side. You'd favor left-footed player, and Sabam just couldn't hit the target with that one. It was a good technique he applied for a centre back, but the execution was just lacking accuracy.
It's a long ball forward, nicely done in terms of defense. By Benin. Jean-Marc was waiting for it, but ball couldn't get to him. It's not an advantage for Benin. They try and open the game and spread play to the far side. Can he get to the ball? A bit too strong.
That was a good switch of play from Agosu. And the ball had just so much power in it. It looked like Beninois are struggling to string passes together, and they are not spending so much time on the ball. They are handing over possession to Côte d'Ivoire, and this time what they should be doing is to be hitting them on the break.
Long ball in by Dos Milos. Throwing advantage. Ibrahim ball has been taken away from him. But Benin have no player in the half
They're really
of
struggling,
the Ivorians.
really struggling in midfield, and it looks like the Ivorians are dominating the midfield battle this afternoon, which has really limited the Beninois to just going long and also trying to hit them on the break when they have the chance.
It's a throwing advantage to the Ivorians. Trust the link man, Yanis Tuali, to be joining the attackers, and when he fights back and gets his foot to it, Yannick, that is now an onward march by the Ivorians. They hit a stumbling block, nicely controlled by Emmanuel Emile. Jean-Marc. Lovely cross there by Jean-Marc. Oh. That nearly resulted in the first goal again. The tenacity, the attendance of purpose from Ibrahim Dosso.
Jean-Marc, what a player he is. Just applies some strength over there, shows off that challenge, and does well. That was a pinpoint cross to the head of Dosu. All Dosu had to do was to dike that one on target. But that was a good effort from the Ivorians. They keep knocking, and I wouldn't be surprised if they get a first goal in this encounter.
It's a long ball back into enemy territory. Can the Ivorians get to it? Good reflexes shown by goalkeeper Kachakolo. These young lads showing awareness and purpose. Ivorians are on the run once again, but this time it's a bit too far for Koulibaly Yoba to get to the ball.
It looks like they are enjoying themselves. The Ivorians, they're really keeping possession. They're finding men in open spaces, and they're also using the explosivity of their left back Jean-Marc, who has been by far their best player this afternoon in this game.
Côte d'Ivoire nil, Benin nil, Wafu Zone B under 17 AFCON qualifiers as the second match for Group A. Ivory Coast lost, or should I say La Côte d'Ivoire lost their first match 1-5 against the Starlets from Ghana. And now it looks like they are in the driving force to see victory over Benin. Benin have an opportunity now as they come forward. Nicely done. They would want to go down that right flank. Good footwork by the youngster. It goes down in the process. Referee will give them nothing for that. But they fight so very hard to regain possession. Benin. Oh, some good footwork. Goes round his marker. Goes round the second. Shot is blocked.
Good job done. Benin, they're not really threatened all afternoon, but they've also shown glimpses of quality sometimes when they're on the ball. They just need to be confident. They need to take the game to the Ivorians.
All cleared out. Living dangerously, the Ivorians are nearly paying for it. They have to reorganize themselves from the back, and eventually is booted out by Dumbia. Doesn't go too far. Benin have an authority for the onslaught. Zuma Zato is in there. The cross is long. Header was misdirected.
Good ball from Benin. They've been lively in the last 2 minutes or so, trying to ask questions of the Ivorian defense. That was a ball to the far post as well to get his head on it. That should have been a corner kick to Benin. We really feel disappointed not getting the corner for that effort.
Nicely controlled by La Côte d'Ivoire as they come forward. Yes, Jean-Marc. Through the middle, nicely done, and it's pushed on by Adama Sume. Now threaded into the 18-yard box, is headed away by Akibu. La Côte d'Ivoire keeping the pressure on their opponents, not allowing them to settle into their stride and into their game.
They're doing to them what the Starlets did to them a couple of days ago. Just apply full pressure. That's what they're doing, and you can see the highline the Ivorians have developed already. Jean-Marc, he's been overlapping all afternoon, and you have the likes of your boy and Zongo being on a virtual holiday. They've just been tested a couple of times, just a handful of times by this Beninois attack. Benin will have to do more. They will have to have their game if they would want to walk away from this game with at least a point.
It's a long ball in as Benin tried to find men in open spaces and go forward. Ivorians are doing everything right to halt their incessant attacks. Benin have an opportunity as they come forward now. Nicely done through the far side. Looking for that cross into the area. Unfortunately, that was overhit. And so it's picked up nicely by Yannick Kwasi, who sends a long ball through. That's a very long one indeed.
That was a good kick from Kwasi. As with that long ball, trying to find Dosu for a touchdown. That was a good pass from the goalkeeper.
20 minutes gone in the match. Côte d'Ivoire nil, Benin nil. We're yet to separate the two sides. And goalkeeper had to do the safest thing, and he's telling us exactly why he did that.
The young Zongo is in some sort of pain. The medics would have to attend to him. They've been good. Inside the first 21 minutes or so, Côte d'Ivoire. They should be taking their chances. A couple of chances have already fallen to those who has misfired an earlier one-on-one, and also that pinpoint accurate cross from 𝗭𝗎 from the left-hand side. He should be connecting to that. He should be putting that one, past the goalkeeper.
And there you have a couple of fans who are here to witness the game. We've got quite a couple of francophone fans here. Obviously, it's a francophone affair today. Côte d'Ivoire taking on Benin. And there you see them all waiting. Some of them here on official duty. But some are also here to support their country. And it's interesting to see them here in their numbers. Worried faces at this stage. I'm sure they're all waiting for a goal to be scored, and then the stadium will erupt.
At least in the 3 games played so far, it's just one game that hasn't seen any goals at all. The first game produced 6, and also the other game that was played yesterday had 5. So 11 in 3 games. That's been entertaining.
Well, let's hope that we can get the fans here a couple of goals before the end of 90. Don't forget, for La Côte d'Ivoire, it's imperative that they win this game, or else 2 losses will not be too good for them in terms of qualification. They start the build-up with Emile Zongo. Jean-Jacques has taken his place on the left-hand side of defense, is waiting to join the attack. Careful build-up by the Ivorians at this stage. I must say the Ivorians have got a couple of academies dotted around areas such as Abidjan, Bouaké, Benjeville. Safe header back to goalkeeper, but miscommunication. He mistimed that clearly. The Ivorians have a corner kick.
That could have been dangerous, and that was that return ball. It was Zato with a header trying to find his goalkeeper, Mohamed. Just didn't find him the right way. I would say Mohamed struggling to collect that one. The intention was clear, but the execution just wasn't right.
Corner kick is swung in nicely. Heads will go up, but the referee noticed that infringement.
Some heckling in the box.
But by and large, the Francophone Legion have done very well.
I would say you would have to credit them for the good job done.
Academies dotted around the fringes of the main city, especially in Abidjan. And one of the most successful teams in the Abidjan football history, ASEC Mimosa. They have academies dotted around West Africa. It's now the time for Benin. The opportunity will come to them to see whether they can come forward. Ball goes over the line. Advantage will stay with the lads from La Côte d'Ivoire.
Yeah. And then Sakinoko proving to be a bit too strong for your boy.
Controlled nicely by the Beninois captain. He's still coming forward, but this time it was completely overhit. Angelo would have relished an opportunity of coming forward. Now the Beninois have an opportunity. Too many white shirts around him. He slips. Ball control. Benin keep their composure. Nicely done. Captain comes in to help. That's good work from Angelo. They're still coming forward by the 40 pass. The Ivorians will take over the advantage now. Through the middle, and they've got space in front of them. Trying to go through the middle, but the Beninois team will not allow them to do that.
See 𝗨𝟐 trying to tread that pass to Dosso, who had already taken off. That was neatly read by the Benin defense. They're still in the game, Benin. They've really been dominated by the Ivorian side. Well, you would say the Ivorian side did a good job against Ghana. They were just unfortunate on the day, and it looks like they've gone back to the drawing board to correct all the mistakes they did in that game.
Ivory Coast were looking for an opportunity to show exactly what they have, but
that's Fofana.
Fofana Abubakar, yes, was stopped there in his tracks. Was too eager to come forward. It's an advantage to Benin. A little bit of a shove. Free kick by referee wants the free kick to be retaken.
That was a good ball. 𝗨𝟐. See, showing great strength, shoving off that challenge, then collides into the Beninois.
Côte d'Ivoire will come forward once again. Seem to have settled into the game quite well and have the luxury and the ease of stroking the ball around as they come forward. Jean-Marc waits for it and gets it. Good footwork as he lays on the pass. The Ivorians keep it to themselves. This time they try and come through the middle. The ball has been sent to the far side. Nicely done by Adama Some. Finishing again, not the best. Good dummy by Adama. And if you look at their positioning on the field of play, Josiah, it tells you clearly they know exactly what they're doing, where to find men in open spaces, where to lay their passes. It's just the finishing connection that has eluded them so far.
Exactly, and that touch sums it all up from 𝗨𝟐. Quite a disappointing touch, just too much in it as a first touch. But they've been good with their positioning, their awareness on the pitch. The Ivorians, they've done everything right, but scoring a goal, that has been the only problem with them. Now they just need to be more clinical up front. Those were a couple of chances he's misfired, but they need to do more.
Benin, well, trying to see whether they can create a few opportunities of their own. There's no work to perfection as yet, as they keep giving the ball away. But here's an opportunity through the middle. Can he get a drive on target? Into the 18-yard box. Still an opportunity. The cheaters, the petite cheaters of Benin. They have a player down in the 18-yard box. Eventually, Ivorians do justice to it. Still have a player down, but this time referee Salisu Bashir will ensure that first aid comes to the player who's down.
Yeah, it was a bit physical for a moment in the Ivorian penalty box. You can see it's 𝗨𝟐 who might have made an unwanted contact with an Ivorian defender. He still lays on the turf and being attended to. You would credit the Benin side for also trying to take the game to the opponent sometimes when they have to, as and when they have to. They will have to keep their shape. They are not really into possessing. They catch the Ivorians on the break, and they've done that perfectly this afternoon. But they also lack that cutting edge up front. They really, really need to improve.
It's 30 minutes played in the first half. It's a game between Côte d'Ivoire and Benin. in the Waffle Zone B and the 17 AFCON qualifiers. No goal to either side as we enter the last 15 minutes. So in advantage to Côte d'Ivoire. And you realize, Josiah, how quickly they get themselves into shape and into running the Ivorians anytime there's a break and they get the game going, knowing when to find men in open spaces as they speed up towards enemy territory. Now is now an opportunity there. Beninois will have to mass up in defense. Look at the amount of yellow shirts who are doing the covering up, and eventually it's cleared out into safety.
And that's where their strength is, the Beninois. That is where their strength is. That strength in numbers, the way they defend with a lot of men behind the ball. They've really done a good job keeping their shape and preventing the Ivorians from creating, more big chances in the opening first half.
The Ivorians will come at them again. This time from the far side, Dombia joining the attack that crosses on, but is headed away into safety. And now for Benin, can we see a quick counter-attack impeded in the process? They get a free kick.
As a sigh of relief for them, at some points they were under huge pressure. You can see that's 𝗨𝟐 as clearly gets in the way of 𝗭𝗎𝗡. It's been physical sometimes in this game, especially in that midfield area where you have quite a number of big men in midfield.
Benin on the offensive. Good defending by Jean. Jean goes up again, and this time he's impeded in his effort. But referee says the advantage will go to Benin.
That was dangerous. Very, very dangerous from 𝗭𝗎𝗡𝗥𝗡. He would be very, very lucky if he's not booked for that. He didn't have his eyes on the ball. Just look at that. Looking away. Just collides into Akinoko, who had drifted towards the center to try and help his teammates defend. And he's been asked to calm down, and you can see sometimes they can go hyper, these young lads, depending on the tempo of the game and where they find themselves. And that was very, very rough from 𝗭𝗎𝗡𝗥𝗡. A player of his status shouldn't be attempting such challenges.
His exuberance reminds me so much of 𝗭𝗎𝗡𝗏. 𝗭𝗎𝗏 was a robust defender, fullback for the Ivorians, won the AFCON when they defeated Ghana on penalties, the first time of asking, in Senegal '92. Strong play by the Ivorians. Can they get themselves out of trouble? And look at his resolute nature once again. This time, good work done through the middle, and the Ivorians are looking for opportunities. Very lucky. Got to the head of the Beninois central defender, 𝗭𝗢𝗡. They get themselves out of trouble, but he gives the ball away. Ivorians will say thank you very much. It's picked up by Abubakar Fofana.
Okay, and another slow build up from the Ivorians. Just need to transition that ball quicker, especially when you win the ball in the third half. Your transition should be very, very quick because you have your opponents not well organized. So you can just cut them when they look disorganized. But that was what they failed to do on that occasion, the Ivorians.
Long throw, but doesn't go anywhere. The Ivorians have an opportunity. He was heckled and pulled there. He will be lucky not to walk away with a caution.
Atakibu with a foul over there. Good reading of the game by Dosso. That's so well to read where that pass was going. Intercepted it. Could have just broken free.
Keep it into the referee's box.
He had to halt him on that occasion because he knew Dosso had the pace. He just sprint, and he has a rate very, very fast. Dosso.
Well, if you miss the ball, don't miss the man, I guess.
I guess that was the principle he applied at that point.
Free kick advantage to Les Petits Éléphants. 10 minutes to halftime. It's drilled in all. Nicely done. We have done 35 minutes.
That was a bit too direct, if you should ask me. Jan-Maxia is landing straight in the arms of Mohammed.
Strong challenge put up by Benin. They have an opportunity as they get into the 18-yard box. It's pushed on a bit too far. Oh, that was close.
He was in an offside position when that return ball got to him. Bukari very, very, very quick and swift on and off the ball. Bukari caused no lots of problem. Just exploiting those spaces led by Jan-Maxia. Just look at that. That was tight. Very, very tight. But the linesman just had to react. But that was a very, very tight call.
Close chief for the Ivorians. Could have spelled doom. But they dust it off their backs and then they come forward again. There's Jean-Marc. Again, it's a ding-dong battle, but the Ivorians reign supreme as they come forward. And again, they keep the ball to themselves. Look for men in open spaces as they push the ball through. This time, well read by the captain, Angelo. And it's an opportunity for Benin. Benin like to keep the ball to themselves. They are not interested in the long passes. And then they give the ball away easily. Ivorians will say thank you very much. Now they come forward. Ibrahim. Dosso goes down. Referee says advantage. Benin. They come forward. Easy play. They're still looking good. Francois Adissa. Adissa goes down, and this time the referee blows the whistle.
And hear that roar of disapproval from the fans. They feel Dosso should have had a foul earlier on, but the referee wasn't having any of that. That was quite a good run from Adissa. See, there were bodies waiting for him. And that has been the strength of the Beninois team, their pace. They find it so difficult stringing passes together, but their players have the ability to transition the ball quicker and also
Free kick advantage to Benin. Goalkeeper Kwasi says he's good enough with the defensive wall. Let's see how the Ivorians will react to this. It's an opportunity for Benin to draw first blood, at least before the end of the first half. Referee blows the whistle. Free kick is on. No problems at all for Kwasi as he deals with it.
It was a hit straight at him, and he had to work very, very little on that occasion. Kwasi coming into such a game in a tournament where you've conceded 5 in your first game, you just be hoping that you don't concede again, just to regain your confidence and going into the subsequent games if you should even seal qualification.
Lovely pass through there, but well read by Benin. Referees thought there was a little bit of a shove on the back of Dosso. Free kick quickly effected. It's lifted up into the 80-yard box. Dosso. He got to the ball, but the reflexes were a little bit late. And it was directed straight towards goalkeeper Kachakolo.
Again, strong first touch from Dosso. Shown so much, glimpses of a world-class striker. He would really develop into a very, very good striker. He plays across all front 3 positions, and you can see him sometimes playing with his back facing the post. He's okay with that. His other play and link-up play has been solid. Just needs to work on a couple of things, first touches and
to themselves, and then they find men in open spaces. On that occasion, it was a bit too far out for Abubakar Fofana to get to Abubakar Fofana in the 10 shirt again. Memories of the likes of Yusuf Fofana, one of the deadly strikers for La Côte d'Ivoire once upon a time. Football controlled by Jean-Marc. Jean-Marc seems to have overdone it. Referee comes to his aid. There will be a free kick advantage to La Côte d'Ivoire, quickly effected.
Very fortunate there, Jean-Marc. His over elaboration on his part, keeping that ball too much. He could have just released that to a teammate.
Minutes, no goal to either side. There's Jean-Marc. Was waiting for a response, but other ideas as this time. The Ivorians would want to work their magic through the right-hand side of attack. Dosso gives the ball away too easily, and Benin will control. Thank you very much, says the captain. Nicely handled by Angelo. Eventually, the ball goes over the line.
Awful pass from Adiza. That has been one problem with the Beninois side. They struggle to string passes together. That hasn't been their thing in this game, and all they've done all day is to watch the Ivorians, dominate possession. They've been good with the take-ons, trying to transition that ball.
Headed away by the Ivorians. Can the Beninois lay claim to it? No, it's eventually picked up by Fofana. Fofana gets it in return. Fofana has got men in front of him. He lays on the pass, but again, good tackle. The defense of the Benin under-17 national team has sometimes been overstretched, but in all cases, they've passed with some amount of distinction. La Côte d'Ivoire nil, Benin nil. Dosso fights hard to get to it. He gets it, collects it, lays on the pass. Dosso comes in return, fights for it. He's going with his long legs, but again, he's impeded in the process.
That was a good call. A great effort from Dosso. He's spoken about his qualities, not just trying to play with his back face in the post, but he drops deeper sometimes and try to transition the ball. He feels the ball should be moving quicker. He's such a pacey player. They should be playing to his strength. He's really been overzealous this afternoon, and his efforts need to be rewarded with at least a goal. He failed to score in the first game against Ghana, but he could just try and get one in this one.
Free kick to La Côte d'Ivoire, not the best of free kicks. This will obviously allow Benin to clear their lines, but it's over the line for a throw-in. West Africa Football Union Zone B under 17 AFCON qualifiers, also known as Ghana 2024. Dosso in the 18-yard box, ball has been taken away from him, and again, careful defending by the Beninois. I've loved the way they've stood resolute in defense, despite the onslaught from the Ivorians. Here's Jean-Marc. Through the legs, Jean-Marc can't go any further. But the Ivorians have other ideas. They could draw blood from distance, still have the ball. The pass is laid on, but there's no white shirt there to continue it. Picked up nicely by Musa, but then it's taken away from him, and now the pendulum swings to the other end of the field. Good stoppage, good block by the Ivorians. Can he come forward? He gets a free kick for his effort. 44 minutes gone. We are almost 45 minutes done in the first half. Ivorians, he comes through again, this time through the middle. Jean-Marc, he's been crowded over by the yellow shirts. But then they have another opportunity. The cross is on the header. Point blank header, point blank save. Kachakolo in the right place at the right time 2 minutes of add-on time.
Whenever Jean-Marc joins the attack, something good happens to the Ivorians. Just look at he does all the good work over here. Koulibaly just cross that one. Do so again, failing to find the back of the net with another header. Second time in the game where he's been fed on a platter. Just failed to do the needful. Do so.
Cross is on into the 18-yard box. Is well defended. Are we going to get an opportunity for a shot on target? He looks for options and comes down the right-hand side into the 18-yard box, and they definitely will not allow him space to do what he wants to do. It's cleared out by the Ivorians. And now the pendulum will swing from one end of the field to the other end of the field. Oh, Yuba.
Koulibaly, just can't believe it. Running that ball.
Jean-Marc comes forward. He seems to be the driving forces with Jean-Marc again. Decent cross. No, not this time. 45 minutes of action we have done. We are into the 46th minute, and we're doing 2 minutes of add-on time.
Another Jean-Marc overlap.
waiting for as Cote d'Ivoire and Benin come up to square up against each other as the second match for Group A. And the Ivorians, the Beninois, go through the rendition of their respective anthems. And with the fans here clearly giving them the support, these young cadet teams from these two countries will clearly be in readiness for hostilities to begin. Wafu Zone B, Cote d'Ivoire, Benin. Stakes are high. Cote d'Ivoire lost their first game against Ghana. This is Benin's first game. A winner is a must. And it is Cote d'Ivoire sporting the all-white outfit. Jean-Marc taking on the rest of defense, but nicely done. Dosso has had a few opportunities, clear-cut chances. But goalkeeper Kachakolo has also been very resolute. Jean-Marc has been supportive anytime the Ivorians come forward. That was a late footing challenge there and a yellow card. Ivorians could not take advantage of the opportunity and the advantage. And on the opposite side of the field, Benin also came close, creating a few of those chances. But the Ivorians have been strong in defense. Fullbacks have been relative in terms of their hard work. The header is on from Dosso. Clearly off target. But again, both captains have also showed that per their involvement in the game, they have really stood tall. Dos Milos, the Ivorian captain, and his opposite number, Akomonla. These teams clearly not only battling to outwit each other, but also exhibiting their kind and brand of football to the rest of the world at the under-17 level. And there you see again the Ivorians coming close. The long ball there, the header was straight towards goalkeeper. Jean also had an opportunity, but this time he blasted wide. And that sort of summed up proceedings for the first half as far as these two teams are concerned. Failing to create opportunities, failing to create the goals in the first 45 minutes, which gives us clear indication that there's more to come in the second half. So do stay with us, because at halftime is goalless between Cote d'Ivoire and Benin.
Help him, team. J'ai commencé ma vie sans toi, je vais pas terminer sans. C'est pour se retrouver et ça recommence à chaque fois. Pour des secondes chance avec toi, moi j'ai trop parlé. Les caprices tout le temps que j'ai pris sur moi. Elle se rappelle de chaque seconde, les premiers rendez-vous pour se casser ensemble. Elle dit que je fais les filles plus bon, mais les traits comme je suis même dans ma tombe. Le parfois d'amour dans ma vie, j'ai trop donné. J'ai des cœurs trop durs pour ça, pour pardonner. Et dans sa tête, c'est comme tout d'un coup. Pas parti loin, mon cœur, c'est moi, et c'est tout. Les copines me regardent, je suis le cheveu. Le haut en bas, ton corps, tu danses de cacou. On cherche à nous parler à beaucoup. Écouter les gens, c'est douloureux. Je peux même pas savoir qui te parle, c'est moi qui te parle. Le couple, c'est nous deux. Arrête un peu de vivre le couple. Trouve juste le milieu. Écoute pas les gens qui te parlent, c'est moi qui te parle. Le couple, c'est nous deux.
All right, so welcome back. It's halftime here at the University of Ghana Sports Stadium, Legon, where it's the second group stage game for Cote d'Ivoire, but for Benin, it's their first. It's 0-0 after the first 45. Cote d'Ivoire, they have been the dominant side in the first 45, but they are yet to break the deadlock here at the University of Ghana Stadium here for the WAFU Zone B and the 17 qualifies, and the top two teams are the finalists, and that's why we'll be qualifying for the under 17 AFCON, which will be coming up very soon. But let me quickly acknowledge our sponsors. We have Medimafo Herbal, Endpoint Homeopathy, Techno, Bedboro is also one of them. Quick Credit, and then also Max Buy. They have really held the fort for us to bring to you live coverage of the WAFU Zone B under 17 tournament here. It's halftime between Cote d'Ivoire and Benin. Baden. I'm delighted to have been joined by Dr. Prince Pambo. He is a medical committee member for CAF and also the medical commissioner for the WAFU under 17 Zone B qualifiers here. Welcome, Doctor. You can have your microphone.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for joining us. But what has been your overall assessment of the game so far?
Thank you very much. So maybe I would want to start from the point of the entire tournament, because I was involved in doing the MRIs to determine the ages for these boys who are playing. I think the quality of the game, nobody will have a doubt about it. I'm not allowed to pick sides, but I think it's an equally balanced game, and these are kids at the end of the day. So our role from CAF or WAFU is to ensure that these boys will have an opportunity to compete, and I think they are competing so beautifully.
All right, let's just trickle down to the game this afternoon. Côte d'Ivoire, they lost their opening game 5-1 to Ghana.
Yes.
But Benin are playing their very first game. But
yes,
what do you have to say about the game you've witnessed this afternoon?
No. So again, I don't like to talk about the tactical play and all that, because people are better experienced. But then I think with Côte d'Ivoire, when even Ghana played them, they've always come out as a better side. They've always had a good possession of the game, and they always knew what they had to do. And I think this wasn't a different thing. So for us, from the point of CAF, I just think we do have a good future for these young ones.
All right, so second half will be upon us very soon. But let me ask you, has there been any challenges for you since you are the medical commissioner for this competition? Has there been, what have been the challenges for you?
Medically, we've not had any challenges. We asked them to come to Ghana with the right ages of people. Players would have to be under 17. We conducted the MRIs for them right here in Ghana, and all the players they came with were players who were within the age range. So I think
no
so
age
far,
cheating in that one.
no age cheating.
In that regard.
I mean, there's fair play when it comes to age.
But how has it been? Formerly, we used to witness, CAF issuing statements, banning teams for age cheating and all that. How have you moved on from that era to this era?
So the reason why you've not heard CAF issuing statements is the fact that no one is age cheating.
Okay.
I mean, we started that journey all the way from 2014, and it's 10 years now.
Wow.
And the various countries are doing the right thing. So there's no point for CAF to issue a statement when there's no need for a statement.
So you'd say there's been some level of progression
Exactly.
with regards to
And
age
every
cheating and
country
curbing it.
feels we should feel the right players.
All right, so every country comes into this tournament knowing that there isn't going to be any cheating.
Exactly.
All right, thank you very much,
Thank you
Dr.
very much.
Prince Pambo, for joining us. So it's still the continuous coverage of the WAFU Zone B and the 17th AFCON qualifiers here at the University of Ghana Sports Stadium, where it is round 2 of the group stage games, where it's Côte d'Ivoire taking on Benin. But after the first 45 minutes, it's been 0-0. It's been a goalless stalemate over here. Côte d'Ivoire, they've been threatening. They've been the better of the two sides. But with regards to the scoreline, it's still been even because they are yet to put a goal at the back of the Beninois net. Dosso has been threatening. He's been the marksman for them. Jan-Maxey, who is playing as a left back for Côte d'Ivoire, has also been sending in some decent crosses. But then they've just lacked that final conviction. And let me remind you that you're still live on Max TV, and I'll be crossing over to our commentator for this game, Prince Anand.
You're welcome back as we get ready to bring you the second 45 minutes of this interesting game between WAFU Zone B and the 17 AFCON qualifiers mates. That's Côte d'Ivoire and Benin. First half ended goalless. The Ivorians are making quick substitutions before the second half. Diarra is on for Yanis. And then they made the second substitution. The Ivorians have brought on player number 17, Souhaïlio Bamba, as Koulibaly takes a rest. Here we go with a second 45 minutes. Benin are playing from right to left. And it will be the first throw-in of the second half. Lots of talk going on in the dressing room of both sides. Let's see how they respond to the instructions given by the coaches. Suhailo Bamba
Player
and
number 18,
Koulibaly
has been replaced by player
change
number
places
5.
as the Ivorians come forward. Is into the 18-yard box. Oh! Eventually, it's blasted wide. First opportunity for Le Petit Elephant being blown into the wind, and which obviously means that they would have to start again.
Their troubles keep revisiting them. And it's Fofana blasting that one from close range. Should be directing that one on target. Should be hitting that one with the inside of his foot. We just question the technique applied to connect to that cross or shot across, yeah.
Benin looked very good, especially when they had opportunities of coming forward. As the finishing that has eluded them, they have a player down at the moment, and obviously this will put a scare on the Ivorians as they create more advantages.
Definitely for the Ivorians, they've really been dominant possession-wise, creating chances. They've also had the numbers, but they've not really been convincing in the final third. Doso has really flabbed lots of these chances they've created this afternoon. Benin have been able to defend resolute sometimes, but sometimes also their defense has been breached and they just been lucky time after time. And you could see that earlier chance we witnessed right after recess. That should be a chance that they should be bearing because there will be pressure on them, considering the fact that Benin will have one more game to play against the Black Starlets. And for Cote d'Ivoire, this could be the end for them if they fail to pick up maximum points.
Free kick quickly affected numerical advantage for Cote d'Ivoire as Benin have a player off. Well, he's back on the field. But again, interestingly, listening to Dr. Prince Pambo during the halftime break, the effort that went into ensuring that, number one, these players are clearly within the age range, and then number two, their growth and development, it helps to be monitored.
And it was a painstaking approach. He spoke about, the problems that CAF used to encounter 10 years ago and how they've steadily progressed and moved on from the era of age cheating. It took a lot of investment, but finally you would say it has really paid off. And these teams or countries come into tournaments like this knowing that there wouldn't be any unfair advantage even before the start of the tournament. And it's very good, considering that sometimes this might demoralize some of these teams psychologically. They know that they are just facing their age mates in tournaments like this.
Dangling in the 18-yard box scene to its logical conclusion as the Ivorians try every effort to come forward. And again, it tells you how resolute Benin have been. The Ivorians have created some decent chances, especially in the first half. And they've got players who have showed clear sight on goal-scoring advantages and abilities, but they just have not taken the advantage yet. As a long ball in from Emile. Efforts thwarted, nicely done by the Beninois captain as he charges. Akomola gets the better of his opponent and then is pushed forward. Now this is where the Ivorians will be very strong. They have been tough in defense. And there you see clearly defending from Adama Some, making sure that goalkeeper gets to the ball.
Cote d'Ivoire had some good moments. It's just the conviction in the final third. They've really been physical sometimes too, and you could see that collision over there. And it's Kone has been collided into. That's just not what you would want from them in the attacking third. They just need to apply some pressure. Cote d'Ivoire, they are enjoying all the possession now. They are doing everything right, but just for that goal. And
Throwing quickly affected. Ivorians looking sharp, looking for the opportunity.
Yeah, number 4, Sonako Abuso is being replaced by player number 8, Akim Alawizo, because Mabu is seated. On the row with Akim Alawizo remplace
Throwing advantage to Ivory Coast. As Akim joins his colleagues on the field of play for Benin, the Ivorians will come forward now. Finding men in open spaces has been their forte. Looking for the right man in the right position has been their domain. To order and to keep, they come forward. Manages to get a return of the ball. The ball is threaded through the middle, but then eventually is cleared away. Nicely done by Bamba. Careful telepathy. The understanding is there for the Ivorians. Controlling the middle. And Benin only has to relax and try and get the ball away from them. Now the Ivorians are in enemy territory. Player goes down. Advantage is still on for La Côte d'Ivoire.
You can see the distance between the Beninois striker, Akinoko, and his midfield. It looks like he's been short of supplies this afternoon.
Tries to go through the middle. Effort has been thwarted. The Ivorians will come forward again. Long ball in by Diarra, doesn't go too far. It's picked up by the captain for Benin. A common lap, but he's been brought down.
They need to start pushing Benin. They need to start taking risk. They need to commit men forward. Akinoko has been isolated all game. They need to supply him the balls he wants. He looks a bit frustrated sometimes, but he's also really had his impact in this game.
Again, the yellow shirts to put pressure on the white shirts are absent. And so it's a fair opportunity for the Ivorians to come forward. Bamba. Through the middle, finds Sommer. He's pushed through with a flick. He goes down and attracts the sympathy of the referee. Musa Kone goes down, attracts the sympathy of the referee.
Sabam needs to be careful. He's on a yellow card, and that's what's dangerous for the two centre backs of Benin. They are both on yellow cards, and they really need to be careful with those tackles and challenges.
But they sure have to be very careful because the Ivorians are now doubling up their efforts and they are coming at them strongly. It's a free kick advantage. There's only one player behind the ball, and I can see Jean-Marc. Three-man wall formed by the young lads from Benin. Free kick for La Côte d'Ivoire is driven in. Clearance with the header.
It was a good block
from the captain, Angelo.
Come on, La. Good block. Puts his body on the line, and you'd be thinking that the Ivorians would want to win this one, because if they don't, then Benin would have a very, very huge chance of qualifying to the next round.
It's a corner kick to Le Petit Elephant. Ball booted out once again. Nicely defended by Angelo, the captain for Benin. Jean-Marc with a throw. He gets a second bite of the cherry, but this time he gives the ball away for the cross to be on. Goalkeeper did very well. Guided the ball over the line for a corner kick. Kachakolo. Nice goalkeeping.
Turning the heat now. Ivory Coast trying to get a goal as soon as possible.
Yes, Jean-Marc, the shot is blocked. Taken over by Benin. Thank you very much. But then they give the ball away. Benin fight for it and get it again. Lovely pass. They're still onside and they're moving forward, but overhit. Tidied up nicely by the captain, Dos Melos. But that was an opportunity for Benin.
And that's what Ivory Coast should be wary of when they try attacking with so many men. They leave spaces behind, and the Beninois would love to exploit these spaces That could have been very, very dangerous. A 2v2 situation.
The Ivorians have another opportunity of coming forward once again. Head coach Pasikiri has been on his feet the entire duration of the game. Now he has an opportunity. He beats one, drifts past the next. Can he fire in the shot of target? The idea was good. And it's Bamba.
He's been lively since coming on. Bamba, fresh legs. He's just putting some fear into the defense of Benin. Latched onto that ball, created enough space for himself. All he had to do was to tag that one a bit beyond the reach, but then on target. It looks like the Ivorians know that they really have to get the win this afternoon.
Lovely pass put forward there, but the white shirts clearly outnumber the shirts of Benin. This time it will be an advantage from the near side as Benin come forward. Pierre trying to go past one. Pierre goes into the 18-yard box. The Ivorians do well. They cover up nicely, tidied up as they switch play to the other end of the field. Brought down nicely by Jean-Marc. Lace on the pass. The Ivorians are on the offensive. Lovely pass. Ibrahim into the 18-yard box. Chance for the Ivorians. Across the face of goal with nobody in contention.
Again, nobody in the box to connect to that Ďarsuba. That's so well to get a bit into the 16-yard box. No one connected. And it was Fofana who was advancing but just couldn't connect to that one. They keep fluffing all the chances, Ivory Coast, which could come back to haunt them if they don't take it.
The Ivorians will come forward again. But this time, Benin have the advantage. They have the opportunity. Streaming down that left flank. He lays on the pass. They're looking for men in the middle. That's the Ivorians. Oh, sensible play from the sensible captain. Dos Milos clearly standing tall.
That was an intelligent play from your boy. Did so well.
And look at the ease with which they get themselves out of difficulty this time. It's Angelo who's penalized.
Ďarsuba also taunting the Beninois defense. Just look at that lovely skill. That could be the trump card for the Ivorian team. It's been some tactical substitutions for them and they've been lively already.
It's a free kick advantage to Le Petit Elephant. Nothing positive came out of that. The Beninois will say thank you very much. And again, that's the feeble point of the Beninois in terms of attack. They hold on to the ball for too long. Trying to get close into the 18-yard box again. Resolute in defense. Benin come through the middle. Lace on the pass. The coast is clear on the right-hand side of attack for Benin. Josiah, was that meant to be a back pass?
He was trying to tee up an approaching teammate, but there was no one lurking around the box. And that has been their problem, Benin. The distance between the attack and midfield is just too wide that you could see what he was clearly trying to do. But there's no one available in the box.
Ball controlled nicely and brought down as they come forward. Dieudonné. Solid tackle. Fair game, says the referee. Benin will come forward yet again. Tries to switch play. Some good thinking. Can he get to the ball? He goes down in the process, attracts the sympathy of the referee. The advantage will stay with Benin.
Bukari, he just wanted a foul, start the leg out, and he knew Fofana would make that contact. Just look at that. He knew it. The smart way of just winning the foul.
Jordan Achikpa getting ready to come on for Benin. Fresh limbs needed. Bukari is off.
Substitution for side Benin. Player number 11, Izot Bukari, still replaced by player number 9.
The University of Ghana Sports Stadium is the venue for the Wafu Zone B under 17 AFCON qualifiers. The two teams that make it to the final will gain entree into the Africa Cup of Nations for under 17. It's a struggle for the ball that eventually goes over the line. Advantage will stay with the men in yellow.
That was a bit casual from Isaka, the right back. Nearly played himself into trouble there. Was Dosso applying that pressure on him.
Long ball forward, but it's defended nicely by Angie. And that's the gentleman who just came on Achika as he comes forward. Can we get a decent cross coming in? Ball is still in play. Achikpa gets into position. The cross is on, it's deep, but there are no yellow shirts to challenge for that.
Again, just one yellow shirt in the box for Benin. They've not really been convincing when they attack, and they really love defending this afternoon than attacking, and that's why they've always left Akiniko alone. He's not complaining either. He's just loved the job, just trying to apply pressure. As the first line of defense for Benin, he's really worked hard, and they really need to start feeding him those quality balls for him to get something.
La Côte d'Ivoire come forward again. We've done 62 minutes in this game. We still don't have a goal to register. Should the scoreline remain the same, it means we've gone 2 match days, goalless results. We saw that tough game between Nigeria and Burkina Faso. And today this.
It's Maxi again. He's bumping into Akiniko. They can always count about 6 Benin players, even when they are in possession, either in the center half or in their own area.
As an easy pick for goalkeeper Kwasi.
You do the math and you would be thinking that if Benin should get a point in this game, then they would need to avoid being beaten heavily by the Starlets to advance, and that's why they are taking their chances at going with a defensive approach, knowing that just 1 point could see them sail through to the next round.
Yeah, you're probably right. The Ivorians are yet to pick up a point in the competition by virtue of that heavy loss against the Starlets. Points for Benin this evening might figure in the scheme of things. So far, so good for these two young cadet teams. Goalless at this stage, but they have created chances.
You can also talk about the quality of chances being created, where you have Côte d'Ivoire creating the quality chances, but failing to bury those chances. Benin have had some decent half chances, but they've also lacked that cutting edge up front.
Côte d'Ivoire now trying to open up the space. Benin will defend and defend gallantly over the line. It goes for a throw-in. The Ivorians are in a haste to get the game underway. Throw-in quickly effected by Emile Angie. Ivorians are getting ready to bring some fresh limbs on. but they move forward cautiously through the middle. They're looking for that long drive. Will this be possible? No, he lays on the pass. Fofana. Fofana wants the return. He gets a good work by Fofana. Footwork failed him eventually when he needed it most. And it is hacked away nicely.
That's
Player
dangerous.
goes down.
It's
Looks like
𝗨𝟑.
the foot was up.
I thought that was supposed to be a foul. You could see that Beninois player had his foot high in the air, and that caught 𝗨𝟑 in the head. He's still feeling the impact.
So off comes Fofana. And it's Adama Diabate who will see to the logical conclusion of this game. Boubacar Fofana has played his part.
Nearly got the opening goal for Cote d'Ivoire, but for that timely interception by the Beninois, that could have been the first goal for Fofana. It looks like the Ivorians are pushing high up the pitch now.
Yep, and they come forward. They're inching close towards the 18-yard box, but eventually it was a pass pushed on too hard.
And that's
It's
just
gathered by goalkeeper.
that's just what they have to do now. Try and just keep the Beninois under siege in their own half and see if they can create some good chances.
Benin will say thank you very much as they pick up the pieces, but again, the final pass lets them down. Picked up by the Ivorians. one day want to grow into le grand elephant or the main les elephants of la Côte d'Ivoire. But they would have to start from base. Here they come. Ball controlled and Hanley were out by Diarra. Ivorians still keep the ball to themselves. I'm sure they're trying to draw their opponents out. And their opponents are being very, very lucky indeed. They move out, they leave their back open, they're scored, and then that's it.
They've been resolute in defense. Benin.
Into the 18-yard box, they come forward, but they won't go too far.
Once his reaction tells it all. The Ivorian goalkeeper looks frustrated. That was a good move. Maxey again being involved. But then the offside flag was right to have gone up. And it was Bamba lurking in no man's land. And just the right call. And it looks like the frustrations are beginning to grow for the Ivorians.
Benin have not had too much luck when it comes to football development, especially at the under-17 level. Were disqualified from the WAFU under-17 championship in 2018 for fielding overaged players. 10 of these players were actually jailed.
Wow.
Now the Ivorians come for, oh. Well, I'm sure he had good intentions to get the ball into the 18-yard box, but 𝗭𝗎𝗓𝗓 got it all wrong.
That was the first time he's put a foot wrong in this game. He's been bright since coming on. 𝗭𝗎𝗓𝗓, just not what you were expecting from a player of his ilk.
Benin will hold on to a substitution they wanted to make as Zanu was getting ready to come on. Jeremy Zanu. Benin gave the ball away too easily. And then they spread play to the far side. Just could not get to the target. Trying to go through, but nicely done as he sends the ball back to goalkeeper Kwasi. And then there's a long chip forward kept in play. Free kick advantage to Benin.
And it's the pace at which they regroup the Beninois. They just lose the ball and they just regroup into their shape again, keeping it tight at the back.
I'm not too clear why the Ivorians will almost always want to be in a haste to restart the game. And then they give the ball straight to the opponent.
They've been desperate now. Time's running out for them.
Referee says the advantage will still stay with the attacking team as they come forward. Free kick quickly effected.
Now you can see that Isaka trying to shove off.
Now the Ivorians have an opportunity in the 18-yard box. Oh!
Just can't believe it. Just can't believe it. 𝗭𝗎𝗓𝗓 finding himself in a one-on-one situation with Mohamed Kachikolo. Just look at that. The through ball. The first touch is good to move away from his marker. I'd be thinking he could have gone with the left foot. The inside of the left foot would have been a perfect option. He just decides just to go with the right foot, the inside. It was a good technique, but then the wrong foot, I believe. And Mohamed also approaching, making it very, very, trying to narrow the angle for him. That was a huge miss from 𝗭𝗎𝗓𝗓.
What a miss by 𝗭𝗎𝗓𝗓. Sometimes it's very difficult, very hard to take, especially at a time when you really need at least a goal to settle the score.
At this point, they need a goal. They really need a goal to still stay in contention or to even book a place in the next round.
Game will continue as the Ivorians keep the ball to themselves, find men in spaces, and then they cross the center line. Bamba to the far side finds Captain Milos.
It's Cote d'Ivoire with a three-back system now, advancing one more man from defense to join the midfield.
Koskill hanging onto the ball a bit too long. Dosso eventually releases it and is defended nicely by Benin. Good work done by Benu. And then ball is cleared out this time. They will go the opposite direction.
What a defensive display from Benin this afternoon here. Really done great in defense.
You know, I shot a while ago. That looked like the Nigerian team who are here to watch today's game.
They failed to win their first game. It was a goalless stalemate against Burkina Faso, and it was a really, really killing contested game we witnessed here. At this point, every single game is a matter of interest because you don't know who you play next.
Exactly. And a while ago, we saw the grimace on his face, head coach of Le Petit Elephant, that's Basiriki Diabate.
And again, just 4 men attacking for Benin, 6 left within and around the center circle, and not committing too many men forward. And that's how they keep their shape intact every time.
10 minutes to full time. It's still goalless here at the University of Ghana Sports Stadium. Nicely defended by Benin. It looks like both sides have been resolute from start to finish. It will only take one simple mistake to probably separate the two sides. Dieudonné through the middle. Opportunity for the drive. Oh, goalkeeper went down first time and scored full marks. Definitely the fans would love and appreciate such good football. Kachakolo read that very well. Went down for it first time. The Ivorians will come forward again. Yes, Captain Milos to the far side. The Ivorians have an opportunity. The ball is put behind him, but he picks up the pieces. He tries to go through the middle. Benin recover very well. The Ivorians seem to have their noses in front of the flag, definitely. Will be offside. But again, goalkeeper made himself large. Dieudonné could not go past him.
Kachakolo, that's the name. What a goalkeeper he's been. Quality shot stopping from the Beninois goalkeeper, and he's been the man standing in between Cote d'Ivoire and a goal. But then just look at that. That's the right reflexes, the right amount of energy and strength in his arm to save that. You would think he should be saving that with 2 hands, but he just went with 1. And that's the confidence of the young goalkeeper. Just had the direction right. And just stopped it with some good reflexes and finesse. And if Benin should make a point in this one, I think a bigger share of the credit will be going to the young goalkeeper, Mohamed Kachakolo. What a game he's had. They've been good in defense. They've been very, very resolute in defense. But whenever the defense has been breached, he's too tall for them.
A section of the members of the VIP box watching the game closely. that's Basiriki Diabate, the head coach of La Côte d'Ivoire. He's up on his feet. He definitely will continue. And that's some relief on the face of the Benin head coach, 𝗭𝗎 𝗪𝗎𝗓. And a cross section of the fans here. Some officials of the Togolese under 17 squad also here to watch the game. They won their first game against Niger. So La Côte d'Ivoire come forward once again. Dieudonné through the middle gives the pass to an opponent. They also reciprocate. He's twisting his turning. He's clipped from behind. Referee saw that. The Ivorians have a free kick.
They should be making a count. Cote d'Ivoire is Bamba. Such a skilled player, Bamba. Together with Diarasuba, they've really been tormenting this Benin defense since coming on. There's a time for Cote d'Ivoire to send in all these tall players. They are big men to attack this one.
Yeah. That might probably be the advantage they have. Meanwhile, some fresh limbs getting ready to come on. I'm sure we'll see them after the free kick. Mohamed Kachakolo is ready. Let's see how advantageous this will be to the Ivorians. Once it goes through the air, looking at the kind of structure or structures they have in terms of the players. It could be theirs for the taking. Goalkeeper comes out. He missed that completely. It goes in again. Oh, the flag is already up. It won't count.
A sheer disappointment on the faces of the Ivorians. That was the initial ball. You could see Kachakolo fisting, but then it's so clear from an offside position. He was just there alone, no one with him. And I believe that was Bamba who was lurking from an offside position. He would give credit to the assistant referees for their calls.
Player number 20, 𝗭𝗎 𝗪𝗎𝗓, replaced by player number 6, 𝗭𝗎𝗓𝗏. Remplacement pour l'équipe Côte d'Ivoire. Aussi, 𝗪𝗎𝗓𝗏 remplace au 20 𝗭𝗎𝗓𝗏.
That's the section of the VIP box. Watching closely proceedings from start to finish.
I believe that was a heavy collision on Kachakolo. This treatment might take some time, I believe. But they will need him to see off the rest of this game, Benin.
In the back row there on the shot is Professor Minta. He's in charge of the technical team for this competition. Watching closely. And once again, goalkeeper says he's fit as a fiddle. Would love to continue. Quick handshake with Dosso. Show of sportsmanship. And the game will continue. Obviously, the Benin team were a little bit worried. third position once. They've been in fourth position once as well. 90 minutes of action we've seen. And we have 5 minutes of add-on time.
That'll be enough. Maybe for Benin, but for Cote d'Ivoire, they would have wished they had more or seen more on the board.
5 minutes of additional time added.
But there's a
The time
time
is shortened at the
they
same
need to take the game to Benin. There's a time that they need to throw caution to the wind and just take the bull by the horns.
5 minutes, obviously enough. When it comes to association football, anything can happen. Ivorians will swing into top gear once again as they try to look for that searching loophole. So will join his colleagues. Lays up the pass through the middle. Chance for La Côte d'Ivoire is there. 91 minutes into the game. And Les Petits Éléphants have shown that they would want to grow to become the Grand Elephant.
Just when they snapped, just there when they went to sleep, the Ivorians just hit the back of the net. They've been resolute all afternoon, Benin. But that's the game of football. You just don't go to sleep at crunch time. And what a goal that was from Diabate, the solo run. Just look at that. It shows off that challenge. And at that point, you knew that it was going to be difficult for any Benin Noir defender to foul him. He had the pace, just slaughtered that home.
Adama Diabate registers his name on the score
The
sheet
goal scored by player number
after
11,
90
Adama
minutes of action.
But pour l'équipe Côte d'Ivoire par joueur numéro 11, Adama Diabate.
Scoreline here, Côte d'Ivoire 1, Benin 0. And we've got a couple of minutes of add-on time before proceedings come to an end here at the University of Ghana Stadium. Tough encounter it has been. Can Côte d'Ivoire keep it in play? Yes, they do. The fans will applaud the effort. Can Benin get back into the game? Anything can happen in association football. The cross is on. Poor ball control. But they still maintain their composure through the middle and it's kicked away. Dosso is going solo. Nice work done by the Beninois defense, keeping Dosso in check. Last 5 minutes or so, probably the most interesting part of the whole match.
Spoke about the Ivorians throwing everything at Benin, throwing caution to the wind, committing men forward. They did just that. And they found that missing lack this evening. And I believe it's time for the Beninois to also respond. They've been so conservative all game. They've been pragmatic, just attacking every time with just 4 players and defending with as many as 10.
It's a long ball forward. Dosso! The strike would have been the icing on the cake.
That's what scoring a goal does to the confidence. He had it right with the laces, but the direction was just lacking. Dosso.
Player goes down, the game will continue. The advantage will stay with Benin, but we have just a couple of seconds remaining for the referee to bring proceedings to an end. Long ball forward by Benin. Côte d'Ivoire will defend with everything they have, that's for sure. Try to go through the middle, quick turn. Oh, the idea was good, but obviously lacked the power and the direction.
See, desperate moment for Benin. They really worked so hard for 90 minutes just to concede in injury time. They've worked so hard defensively. We're just able to deal with anything and everything the Ivorians threw at them, and it just snapped, and that was it.
Referee blows the whistle for the end of proceedings here. What a game we have witnessed. It had to take add-on time to separate these two francophone brothers who have been at each other's throat for 90 minutes plus. But at the end of it all, La Côte d'Ivoire have showed how resolute they are, how determined they are, carried the game to their opponents from Benin. And they managed to get a goal on the 91st minute when it mattered most. Interesting encounter we have seen here today. These two teams have sold themselves and endeared themselves to the crowd. And at the end of it all is the team in white, Les Petits Éléphants, who have won the day. 90 minutes of action. It's all over here at the University of Ghana Sports Stadium. And at full time, it's Côte d'Ivoire 1, Benin 0. Both teams came out fighting strong, fighting hard. The Ivorians clearly wanted to put their noses in front in the game as early as the earlier part of the second half. They had free kicks, they had corner kicks, they had shots on target, but all to no avail. And at certain situations, he had to take the Beninois goalkeeper, Kachakolo, a lot of determination, zeal, and hard work to separate the two sides. That was the cross that came Dieudonné from the right, but there was no connection available. Dieudonné, since he came on, has been a thorn in the flesh of the Benin team. They prodded from the right, from the left, through the center. And all efforts were in vain. And so they had to rethink, re-strategize, and re-look at other opportunities when everything else failed. Kudos to Benin, who defended and defended gallantly for 90 minutes. They were not in a position to give the opportunity to the Ivorians. And that was more than a clear opportunity. Dieudonné in the thick of affairs once again. But this time around, the shot was blasted away by Adama. And look at the footwork once again as he came through. Bamba, since he came on, a lot of pressure he's put. Goalkeeper came out and then nearly got a goal from here, but it was ruled offside. And this clearly showed that the Ivorians had a lot of ideas. One idea they took through the middle, bam, it was through the middle, into the net. And that was the goal that separated the two sides at the end of 90 minutes of action, latching onto the ball fair and square. And it was obvious, it was clear that they were looking for fame and glory. Congratulations, that's the MVP of the match and the captain for the Ivorians, Dan Dos Milos Yoboy. Congratulations to the young chap. But it's all over here. That was the last shot by Dosso. Could have made it an emphatic 2-0 win, but shot off target until our center referee, Salisu Bashir, brought proceedings to an end. Good game it has been. Both sides have sold some good football and endeared themselves to the fans as well. They've loved every bit of it. Goals were not flowing. From the University of Ghana Stadium, it's Côte d'Ivoire 1, Benin